Store Fitness Therapy, so I hope you're well today. So in this video I'd like to take you through the shoulder bridge exercise. This is one of the original 34 exercises that Joseph Pilates created, and it's one of the more accessible ones for us general folk to do. So I'm going to take you through a few different options, from real beginners up to some more advanced options as well, and you can be working your way through those options. Even if you're a more advanced person, it's always really good to practice the fundamentals as well. So for this piece of this exercise, you'll need your mat to work on. Ideally, if you've got one of these small 7-inch inflatable balls, that would be really useful as well to help you with your knee alignment. As always, this kind of equipment is available in our store via your Team Up account. So if you go in there, you'll see these ones here, and you can choose your colour, etc., and just purchase online, and we'll get that out to you as quick as we can. If you don't have one, don't worry, you can do the exercise without, or otherwise you might like to use something like a pillow to put between your knees. This is just to make sure your knees don't fall out of alignment during the exercise. So I'm going to come down onto my back and start in a supine position for this exercise. This means I want to have my feet about hip distance apart, I want to keep my knees about hip distance apart, and this is where I'm going to put the small ball between my knees and just squeeze on it gently to bring my knees into alignment. I'm then going to lie myself back down onto the mat here, tuck my shoulder blades under so that my chest is nicely open, just adjust my ponytail so my back of my head is flat into the mat, and then just ensure that I've got a neutral spine to begin with. So that means you've got the tiny little gap between your lower back and the mat. If you're not quite sure if you're there, just take a couple of tilts backwards and forwards here. So you're trying to avoid these two extremes of a big arch and then pressing your lower back into the mat. But you're looking for this nice halfway position here, and you should get a sense of a flatness across the stomach there. So I'm going to have my hands at the side of my body here, and my first option is a pelvic tilt. So I'm breathing in to prepare. As I exhale, I'm engaging the core, pressing lightly on the ball, and I'm now going to press my lower back into the mat, engage my glute muscles, those are the muscles in your buttocks, and just lift the bottom up and try to just press the lower back into the mat. And then as I breathe, I'm going to roll the spine back down to a neutral position. So again, I'm going to breathe out, press the lower back into the mat, lift the bottom slightly, squeeze on the ball with my knees, squeeze the buttocks together, and then breathe in to roll back down again. Okay, so this is a great place to start, particularly if you have a very stiff lower back. This will really help you build some mobility before you move on to the full shoulder bridge. So onto the full shoulder bridge, the second option. From here, you're breathing in to prepare. As you breathe out, we're going to do a pelvic tilt, just like before, squeezing on the ball, squeezing on the buttocks, but this time we're just going to keep lifting the spine, and I'm also going to lift my arms up and over at the same time, so I get a lovely feeling of lengthening and stretching through the body. I'm going to breathe in and hold at the top, and then as I breathe out, re-engage the core. I'm going to leave the arms where they are for this exercise. Roll the spine down piece by piece, keeping the pelvis up as long as possible, and once I'm rolled down to neutral, I'm going to breathe in and bring my arms back over. So one more time here, breathing in to prepare, exhaling, engaging the core, pressing the lower back into the mat, squeezing on the ball, squeezing the buttocks together, lifting the hips up, starting to roll the spine piece by piece until I'm at the top of my shoulders here. I'm not balancing on my head or my neck. I breathe in and hold at the top, and then as I exhale, re-engage the core, re-engage the glutes. So I'm going to leave my arms where they are for this one. Roll the body back down, really feel each vertebra pressing into the mat, especially that lower back, and once I'm back to neutral, I'll breathe in to bring the arms back over again. Okay, so if you feel you can do more, I'm just going to give you one progression in this video just to keep it nice and short for you, and we'll do some more another time. So this time, for a bit of a progression, you're going to do your shoulder bridge exactly the same as before. So you're rolling the spine up, we're taking the arms with us here, and then we're going to breathe in and hold at the top. Now as I exhale, I'm going to put my weight through my left leg and try to lengthen my right leg away, being careful not to let my hips drop, and then I'm going to breathe in and gently replace that leg back down. And then I'm changing sides, so I'm engaging the core fully, exhaling to lengthen the leg away, and then inhaling to replace that leg back down. And then I'm going to exhale, roll my spine back down to the mat piece by piece, Bottom comes down last, back to neutral spine, and then inhale to bring the arms back over the top again, okay? So guys, those are 3 options for you today. You've got your full shoulder bridge in the middle, you've got a slightly easier option and a slightly more difficult option. The beauty of the shoulder bridge is that not only are you strengthening muscles in your legs, particularly your adductors on your inner thighs, you're also working your glute muscles, the muscles in your buttocks, and those are really valuable to be strong. If they're strong, it takes a lot of the pressure and weight out of your lower back. So those of you that suffer with lower back pain, strengthening your glutes is something you want to be focusing on. And for us as well, it's really good for your spinal mobility. So those of you that feel quite stiff, bending over, what we call flexing our spine, trying to lean forwards here, this kind of rolling motion down your spine, trying to articulate all the vertebrae, is really valuable for helping you to loosen up that stiffness. So if you are very stiff, start with the pelvic tilt and then gently build up that mobility and start to move onwards. Of course, the final option there, where we were raising the legs, takes quite a lot more strength in your core muscles, also takes a bit more strength in your lower back as well. So it might be a good idea, like I've got my phone here facing me, to video yourself doing this. And if you see your hips dropping, you either need to work a little bit more to keep them up, or if that's too strenuous, just come back to the shoulder bridge, work on that shoulder bridge, build the strength, and then you'll find that you can go on to those more difficult options. So I hope that's been useful for you today. Have a go at this at home and then let me know how you get on next week.